Well, I think I'd start out saying the aesthetic of the shoe really came from the performance nature of the product. I mean, really, it looks this way because we wanted to perform in a certain way. The construction methods we used helped guide the way the product looks. So I'd say the fashion of the shoe is really based on the performance of it. The reason it looks this way is because it performs.
Yeah, it's a little bit of that form follows function philosophy. Having said that, we also like to be unique, and but in the case of Jordan products, sophisticated and not over-designed, and so it's very clean, sort of simple-looking package. Michael Michael Jordan himself likes a very clean-looking toe, especially when he looks down. Doesn't like to see a lot of busyness up front, so this shoe actually fills the bill there for him, and he really likes that a lot. And we also, you know, when we blocked out this midsole, we actually added this color at the bottom, which really sort of, I think, visually makes the shoe look a little bit lower to the ground. I mean, it is lower anyway, but just having a big white slab on the side that was just a little bit kind of maybe old-fashioned, and so we sort of trimmed that down, and just visually by adding this color and then the graphics. And
the color actually indicated the bottom loaded zoom. It's kind of, you don't see the zoom bag in many of the colorways, but when we indicated that color there, it kind of dual functioned with what Tinker said about keeping it low to the ground, but it also indicates that there's a bottom loaded zoom bag in there.
And then compositionally overall, when you look at all these features, we try to be artful with the lines and swoop things well, and try and create some beauty, if you will. And then sometimes it also helps to have a little bit of a counterpoint to all the smooth, swoopy lines. And so this circle right in the middle, to us, is kind of almost a jarring departure from everything else about the shoe, which makes the shoe iconic and very recognizable from a distance. So we think that, especially as we've seen photographs of Dwayne Wade in the shoe and then watched square testers play in these shoes, they're very distinctive on the court. And that's been a hallmark of Jordans over the years as well. Kind of almost easy to identify them because they've been different than all other shoes. So this, we feel this will do the same. Well, we'll talk a little bit about the outsole now, because over and over again as we test traction patterns, herringbone continues to perform the best. It scores the highest in terms of multi-directional traction. However, that doesn't mean the entire outsole needs to be all herringbone. We can locate it only where it really needs to be, and then that allows us to sort of reduce weight, take rubber out of this. Rubber tends to be kind of heavy, so you can see that it's zonal. Herringbone appears where it needs to be, and only where it needs to be. So it makes the shoe a little bit wider. You want to talk about your overall?
Oh, the overall
project
experience of the feeling was just, you know, it's another great opportunity to work with the best of the best, and really, you know, put the best game shoe on the court, see the best players play in it, authenticate it in the game, and that's actually what I would like to see through the whole, is the best players wearing them and putting them on court.
Yeah, I'd like to just add that for us, this is a bit of a reset. We want Jordans to be premium performance products, and you pay a price for that because there is an uncommon amount of beautiful craftsmanship and the best materials, and a lot of time and effort into the design. So we've worked that into what I would call a simpler package. That we looked really back in history at some of the earlier Jordan shoes, and even though they were unique and high performance, they tended to be a little simpler and I think a little more purposeful. And so we looked back in time a little bit to sort of reset ourselves back toward you know, that kind of philosophy. And as far as what I would like to see through this window, we talked a little bit about how people could actually customize these shoes simply by wearing different colored socks. And so you might see a window and you might see a shoe in a certain color, but the sock could be fluorescent green, or it could have a graphic that someone could choose to put on their sock, and you could see that through the window. So we like the idea that people can customize these shoes, not just by changing laces or a few other things that have happened in the past, but you can actually change the look of the shoe just by the socks that you choose.